Hi, welcome back to Papa John's Pantry. Remember, like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Questions, comments, reach out at papajohnspantry@gmail.com. All right, today we're making sausage soup. This is pretty similar to a soup that you'd get at your favorite American Italian restaurant that's got never-ending super salad. And it has about it's got like two main steps. We're going to fry the meat up, and then we're going to do stuff on the stove top. While the meat's frying up, we're going to slice up our potatoes. So we'll start in our pan, and we are going to be using, it's about 3 bakers worth of potatoes, 2 standard containers of chicken stock, minced garlic, crushed red pepper, 2 pints of heavy cream, and we got 2 pounds of Italian sausage. If you can't find it ground up, sausage patties were great. We're using a mild or a sweet sausage. If you want to use a hot sausage, by all means, and then you would just, because we're going to add crushed red pepper to it, you wouldn't need to add the red pepper if you were using a hot sausage, and a head's worth of kale. All right, so Jess, if you want to start, the boss is doing this today. So you can do this on the stove top in a frying pan. We're just frying up the sausage. You want to take the dasher and put some just a little bit of starter oil in the pan. About a tablespoon of olive oil or any vegetable oil just to get it going. We're going to take the, if you use an electric skillet, we're doing it on high. If you're on the stove top, do it over a low to medium flame. And then just add the sausage to it. There might be a patty. I don't know if there'll be a thing underneath. Yep. And with this being sausage, we're going to cook this till it's completely 165 degrees, or at least until it's uniform brown. You keep the sausage. You don't want to. Now 2 tablespoons of crushed, or 1 tablespoon of crushed red pepper. I'm sorry. You don't want you always want pork to be cooked thoroughly. And that's it. We're just going to brown that up. Okay. And while that's cooked, I'm going to put a lid on that. We'll let it cook a few minutes, and you will take a potato, one of these or a wooden spoon. Just get it up, break it up as uniformly as possible. If you got a lid, great. If you don't, it'll just take a little bit longer. All right, while that's cooking, we're going to take our potatoes, slice them up thin, about 2 times the width of a potato chip. And once these are cut up, we're just going to put them off to the side for now. Alright, so that's the start of this. She's chopping potatoes. Once these potatoes are chopped up, we'll catch you in a minute. Alright, so our potatoes are chopped up. We're just going to push them off to the side. Alright, now we're just going to, here, Ron, you go ahead and do what you do best and pound the meat. Nasty, she's nasty. We're just breaking it up with a spoon. Like that, or use a potato masher, either way. Just start. Alright, now we're going to take, you want about a cup's worth of onions. And these we're going to slice. Thank you. So those people at bingo. You got me sick. Alright, so No. Have it. Yep. And then real thin strips it. Yep. Oops. So, she's over here cutting the onion in the strips. Sorry, that was off camera. So, this is once a medium-sized onion is all you need. All right. Now that the onions are done, I am going to move you to the stove top, and we're going to continue to cut, pound the meat with the. We'll start using a potato masher to get it to a, you want it ground up good. But we're going to be heading to the stove top now. I'll see you in a second. Now Jess is pounding this away. You may have to, bless you. I know that pepper gets right up into your sinus. You might have to drain this, you might not. It all depends on how fatty your sausage is. Alright, so just keep, you can do this, turn it off, set it to the side if you're not a good multitasker. But we're going to be heading to the stove top now. And we'll be meeting you in a second as soon as she's done with that. Alright, we are on the stove top. We're going to put that on like a low to medium flame. Other one. I know. I'll never get used to the new stove. That's fine. Okay, little starter oil. About a tablespoon of oil in there. Now we're going to add the onions. This is a really easy soup. We don't have to thicken this, no flour, nothing. How everything is how it is. We're going to let the onions cook for just a minute. Well, not just a minute. We're going to let the onions brown up, and then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of garlic. So we're going to let these just do their thing, hang out. And, oh, you got onion skins in there? You son of a... So, alright, we'll see you in a little bit once these start to brown up. Alright, so the sausage, I am able to zoom in. Cool. You want it all the same even brown. Alright, you don't want any pink. Not with the sausage. Alright, when this is done, just turn it off. If you're on a stove top, turn it off. Alright, we'll see you in a minute once the onions are done. They're getting done. Alright, once you start to see your onions... Alright, welcome back. Once you start to see your onions start to get a little soft, we're going to take 2 tablespoons of garlic just. Yeah, and it can just be a regular, plain old metal tape, 2 tablespoons of garlic. You can't have too much. Really can't have too little. It's not like it's going to turn into garlic soup. Nope, we're done with that. Alright, so we're going to let this brown up a little bit. And if you notice the bottom of your pan starting to brown like in the middle, turn your flame down. That's what I always, if it's turning brown, turn it down. You don't want to, especially if you got a really thin pan. You'll have to do this on a low flame for a while because it'll just burn where the burner is. And so we're going to let these cook up until they start to brown. And then we're going to add our chicken stock. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Alright, and once you start to see your onions turning tan and your garlic starting to brown up, you're going to go ahead and add your 2 containers of chicken stock. Once you get your chicken stock in, you're going to bring, and don't turn your flame up at all. Just keep it nice, slow and steady. Go ahead and add the potatoes to this. And once it starts to boil, we're going to, we got to cook the potatoes. It'll take about 10 to 15 minutes until the potatoes start to get soft. All right. It's all good. We make mistakes on this channel. This is why we do this. All right, all right, so you can just let that be. Our meat's done over here on the counter. So then the last part of this is once the potatoes are done, we are going to add our heavy cream. Excuse me. And now we're gonna chop our kale. And pretty much bite-sized pieces. And you want to try to remove as much of the ribbing off of the kale as possible. And so Mama Bear here will show you how to do that. Yep. And then so that yeah. And just pieces, and enough you can eat it off your spoon. So you don't want to be having to cut your soup up. It's a soup. You don't want to be serving it with a fork. All right, so we're going to do that while the while the potatoes are boiling. All right, I'll catch you once these potatoes start to boil. All right, you're not missing any secrets. Mama Bear's still chopping away here with the kale, and just waiting for our potatoes to boil. And once that starts to boil, you don't, turn it down a little bit so it just simmers. It's going to take about, like I said, 10 to 15 minutes for the potatoes to soften. So, I'll catch you halfway through the boiling of the potatoes. All right, and then all we have to do then is once it's boiled, we're going to add the heavy cream, bring it back to boil, add the kale, and that is the soup. You'll want to salt it to taste, because we used a low sodium stock, and obviously we'll have to add the sausage to it too. But this is a very simple soup. There's no thickening or anything, and we're almost done. All right, from start to finish, this soup will take you about probably about half an hour, right, Jess? Yeah. Yeah, about half an hour. All right, catch you when the potatoes are boiling. So this sausage has quite a bit of grease in it. We're gonna take and colander it in the sink. Just be careful that you don't hurt yourself. Yeah, that's a lot of grease. All right, still waiting for the potatoes to boil. I'm gonna take the sausage, and we're gonna spin around, and we're gonna add that. I'm gonna follow her with the lid just so we're not getting grease all over the floor. But we're gonna there's no reason why this sausage now can't go right into the no reason why this can't go right into the soup. It's one more thing you can wash and get out of the way. Just be careful not to burn yourself. All right, I'll catch you when the potatoes boil. I know I've said it a while now, just trying to, part of this video is about, not this video, but the channel is about, simple recipes and conserving energy and stuff and that, so we'll catch you in a moment. Alrighty, once your potatoes start to boil, occasionally stir everything so nothing sticks to the pan, and these are going to be, quiet Silk, you can't eat everything. These are going to, being thinly sliced, you're not going to be having to boil all that long. So about 10 to 15 minutes of boiling. We'll try one, see if they're cooked, and then we'll wrap the soup up. All right, see you then. Well, I'm sorry, I don't know what I ended up doing. So, once your potatoes are done, you'll take your potato masher and just mash up ever so gently. You don't want mashed potato soup, but you also don't want, you want some potatoes in there, but you want everything big enough to fit on a spoon. You don't want, all right, then you're going to add your 2 pints of heavy cream and your kale, and then you're going to, we added our two pints of heavy cream, our kale, and we're going to just let this come to a boil, and then that is that. Sorry the camera cut off, but very simple to make. And if you need to, add some salt to it, but you shouldn't, no more spices. All right, thanks for watching. I'll end the video with a picture.